Hi guys, welcome back to a different type of video. This video I'm just going to go around of what it's like owning an i30N and how to drive an i30N if you are considering buying one. So this car is obviously the facelift model. This is a 2021 version and I'm going to be just showing you the ins and outs of it and how to drive it. So starting off, we have the key. This is the key you get with the facelift i30N. You have your lock button, your unlock button, and then the boot opener then as well. And yeah, I do understand this car does need a wash. It's very, very bad at the moment because of the time of year, the winter that it is. But if we go around to the back here, around to this side, on the left side of the Hyundai is the fuel tank. I'm going to show you here. You open this up, and then you have just a twisty nozzle thing here. This thing is meant to connect into this little screw thing here, but it doesn't screw in right, so I just leave it disconnected. You open this up, put it on this blue thing here, and then that's where you put in your petrol. So that's that. Close that up. So walking back around then to the driver's side, and let's get into the car. So this has the keyless entry, as you can see from the button here. So if you have your key in the pocket and you click the button, it locks the door because it was open. But if you click it again, have your hand on the handle, click the button, opens up without having to take your key out of the pocket. Okay, so sitting into the car then, these are just the standard seats. You can get the performance seats option as well. So sitting into the car, you have a little welcome greeting there from Hyundai. So let's go straight across to the engine start stop button here. There's three different modes here. You click it once, you're put into accessory mode, which opens up this screen here. So you can tune your N mode settings, your settings, the Bluetooth, the Apple CarPlay as well. You click it again and this puts on your electricals. Does a little system check there as well, and everything's kind of ready to go and ready to be started up. So to start the car, it is a manual car, so you do need to put your foot on the clutch and then just press the button to start it up, and that's it started. So I think what we'll do is we'll start from the bottom here and work our way up. This car doesn't come with electric handbrake, it comes with a manual handbrake, which is quite nice. A lot of people like that because it makes the car more fun to drive. Here's your 6-speed gearbox with the heated seats. Heated seats come in 3 levels here, which is really nice in the winter time, and also your heated steering wheel. You have your traction control button here as well. This rarely ever gets used. You can put it on and it says, when I click it, it goes into ESC Sport, which is like the sport version, and then to turn it off you just hit it again. But if you hold the traction control button down, and then if we just give it a couple of seconds, it turns off traction control completely and the ESC as well. So you got your parking sensors then as well, and then the passenger heated seat that works the same, has the 3 different settings there as well. Moving up then into the climate controls, it's a dual zone climate control with the auto function as well. You have your heated back windscreen, heated front windscreen, and then the different settings down below. Usually you can just leave it on auto and then just use the dial here to set to whatever you want, and then the car adjusts the fan speed automatically. So I'm moving up then again, this is where we got our hazard lights, and then we're going into the dash itself. So straight away we'll go into the N mode, and then we're brought up with a couple of options here. Now this model that I'm driving, it is the facelift model, but it doesn't have all the good stuff like the lap timers and the G-force meter on this screen. It's on the middle screen instead, which is the only thing I don't like about this car. So when this mode is brought up, we have our N mode, our N custom mode. So we can click that and then we can see what we want everything to be set to. You have your engine mode here, so if you just click something and then you just click the details, it tells you about what each mode does. So you have your normal, your sport, and your sport plus. So yeah, normally when I'm driving, I have it like this. The steering is set to the softest and the suspension is set to the softest as well. The suspension in the most aggressive mode, oh no, if I go into details of that, it's maximum suspension stiffness for best handling, then the sport and the normal, but the Sport Plus suspension is really strong. Now, unlike BMWs where you have your M1 and your M2 buttons, you only get one custom mode. So whatever you set this to is the one you have to go with, but you do have the N mode as well, which is basically, I can show you here, N mode is just this, basically everything is put on aggressive. So if we back out of this screen, then we have our performance options, and in this screen you have your launch control, where you can click activate and then it will activate, but it needs the perfect like engine temp and oil temp for it to be able to be activated. So it's, you can see it's active there now, it's ready to launch, and then I can just disable that again if I want to, and you can see activation lasts 5 minutes. You can set the RPM of what you want the launch control to launch at. You have your shift light as well, which the shift light is like right at the top there. You can see that the 5 little bars at the top, so it tells you when to shift as well. So then the next one then is the tutorial. I really like this because this tells you all about the car and what you need for track driving. You can see there's like 14 different slides there of telling you what you need with the car. It tells you about fuel economy, the powertrain, tells you basically how to look after the car, the mechanical components, the driving position as well. It tells you yeah, basically everything about what tire pressure as well for track driving, which is really good. So it has all these little tutorials on how to look after your car properly. I'm not going to go into everything, but there is a lot there, and it tells you basically what to do, cool temperature to max, disengage the clutch at red lights, things like that. You have your volume control here. You can turn off the display as well if you want to have it off, which has this nice little clock display, or you can have it on, and then the radio comes on then as well. There's your volume control. You have your little star button here. Your star button is your custom button of what you want to set your favorite menu to. So if I hit the star button, it should bring up the N mode like so, and you can customize this star button to bring up any page you want. And then obviously we have our media, our radio, and then on this side then we have our seek, track, and the setup. The setup just sets up, as you can see, just the different settings. It's kind of similar to all the other Hyundai models out there. Okay, so that's enough of the display. Let's move over to the little stalk here. This is where our lights and our indicators are. We have our side lights here, which shows up on the dash. Then we have our dipped headlights, also shows up on the dash like so. And then we have our full beams, and then we can flash the lights like this. If we leave it in auto and then push the lights out, we have our auto headlights, which basically turns on the high beams at nighttime when it doesn't see any cars coming towards us, and then dips the lights automatically then when cars are coming towards us. And then at the bottom here we have our rear fog lights as well. I can just show you that. That's it there on. Coming around to the other side then, the other stalk is just our wipers. At the moment it's set to auto. Down is where it's off. Auto is where it's just set to automatic. It detects the rain on the windshield. Then you have your 1, 2 speeds as well. And then you have the little interval speed thing here as well. This is very good for the auto setting, because sometimes the auto setting can be very sensitive, where it's wiping too quickly even though there's not much rain falling. So you can just turn this down or turn it up depending on how sensitive the wipers are. Your back wipers then on the side, you have 2 different speeds for that as well. Your windscreen washer, you pull it towards you. Back washer, you push it away from you. So now we'll just go into the dash here, and you can see the different settings in the screen. You can see in the top left the gear is in neutral with the fuel that's left and the speed you're going, but you can change what you see here. So by pressing this button here, this is how you change all the things here that I'm going to show you. So if I click it, you can see it brings up the tire pressure. You have the attention level of your drive. You have I don't even know this you can just leave this on. I think it's just a little display of your car. in between the lanes. You have your G-force meter, your lap timer, and then this one is the one I have on most of the time. Just shows your oil temperature, your torque, and your turbo pressure. Hitting it across again, we have all our different user settings. So we have driver assistance. We click into that really quick. It shows you your warning timing, the volume, driver attention warning, the forward safety, lane safety, blind spot safety, parking safety, and then you can turn everything off when the car is in N mode if you want to, but I leave everything on because why not? And each of these settings as well, so if I go into, for example, the forward safety, I can hold OK, and then it tells you about the system. So I can go into active assist, hold OK, assistance in collision avoidance, the system provides a warning and actively controls the vehicle when a risk of forward collision is detected. I've had that happen once to me before, where if you drive too close up behind the car, it will warn you, and it thinks that it's going to be in a collision, and I've only ever had it once where it actually used the brakes for me. You have your door, where the anti-hijacking, auto lock, auto unlock as well. Your lights, one touch indicator. I really like this, so when you touch the indicator just once, you can have it blink 3 flashes, 5 or 7. 3 is normally the normal one. Headlamp delay is when you step out of the car and you lock the car after like nighttime driving, the car stays lit up with the headlights for like 10 seconds after you lock the car. And your high beam assist. Sound is your welcome sound. That's what I showed you guys when we stepped into the car with the little Hyundai logo. Convenience settings. You have your wireless charging pad, your welcome mirror, the wiper lights, display as well, and the auto rear wiper, icy road warning as well. So you have all these different little options here. The service interval, other features. This just shows you the measurement you want to see these features in, and then you can reset everything here as well. So that's kind of it for this screen. On this screen then you have your speed, you have your drive info. This is crazy fuel per 100 kilometers at the moment. Your accumulated info, you can reset that whenever, and then your average fuel. So this is a mix between spirited driving and then just driving regularly. Average 9.8 liters. It's a bit much. I am putting petrol in this quite often. And to use all these controls, I'm just hitting this one here with the OK symbol. Click this to hit OK, and then up and down to change the different settings here. Here you have your media controls to turn up the volume and turn it down. You can pause it as well by clicking it. You have your cruise control here. It's not adaptive cruise control. You just click it, it sets the cruise control, and that's it. This little rev button here is the rev matching. You can turn that on when the car is in normal mode. So if I click this and we have a look at the dash here, you can see rev matching's on. So basically when you're coming down the gears, it kind of rev matches for you, but it's in the white mode. You can see rev is put to, it says it in white. There's white, orange and red being the most aggressive rev matching. Usually when the car is in normal mode, I just leave it off. If I want to have rev matching on, I just put it in N mode or in N custom mode. You have your steering assist as a button here, and you also have your lane assist in the settings as well. So you have steering and lane assist in this car. Over this side then, this mode button, I never use it. This is just for the radio. You have your speak voice activation thing here. You have your media controls, the volume up, volume down button with the mute button, and then you have your little control here to change the song. You have your answer the phone or hang up the phone button here, and then you have your different drive modes button here as well. So I'm going to show you what this does. Right now we're in normal mode, but if I set it to, if I click the drive mode button once, you can see we're now into sport mode, and the revs have actually climbed a little bit there. The engine kind of has a higher idle when it's in sport mode, and you can see when I put it into eco how it just drops down again. So you have your 3 different modes there: the normal, sport and eco. Sport mode, if you have an i30N, you'll probably agree with me, the sport mode is never used in this car. It's either normal, eco or the N mode. Sport mode's kind of useless in this car. So then we go over to this button here, and this is where all the magic happens. This with the little flag here, this is our N mode. So if we click this button once and we have a look up here, you can see the car is now in N mode, where everything is set to the most aggressive setting. You can see the rev matching is in red, ESC sport, and everything is just ready to go. You can see the idle has risen up again to nearly 1000 RPM. If we hit the flag button again and we have a look again, now we're into N custom mode, which has our preset settings from what I showed you earlier on the screen, and we can change that now to whatever we want. So for example, I'll just show you guys real quick. If I hit the star button, go into custom mode. So this is our custom mode at the moment, and you can see on the dash here what we see. So if I want to turn the rev matching here, it's on Sport Plus at the moment, but if I want to turn it to just, we'd say Sport, which is in between, and we have a look at the dash, you can see the rev is now put to orange, Sport Plus is red, normal mode is white. So you have white, orange and red, depending on how aggressive you want the rev matching to be. So that's kind of it for the steering wheel, and that's all your controls on that and the dash. Moving over then to the right hand side of the car, you have your auto stop start, you have the illumination brightness of the dash here at night time, you have your headlight, the tiltness of your headlights as well. And then on the door then you have your windows, all auto windows for up down, you have your window lock, you have your mirror adjustments for the left and right, and then you have your auto mirror folding as well. So it's on auto at the moment. You can have it on that the mirrors stay open even when you lock the car, or you can actually fold them now while you're sitting in the car, as you can see. So I just leave it on auto and then they open back up. Yeah, just I skipped this little thing here. This little pocket here is the wireless phone charger as well, which is pretty good. If you want to leave your phone on, it will just start charging. And then up here then with the mirror is this little button here which darkens the headlights for the cars behind if they're blinding you. Okay, well, thanks guys for watching how to drive an i30N. That's how you do it. If you have any questions about this car, do leave it in the comments. But there's definitely going to be a lot of work done to this car. This is only the beginning. I do want to lower the car as well, because you can see there's a bit of a gap there between the tyre and the arch, same with the rear. So I'm just going to lower the car and then put the splitters on it as well, and just have it look nice and low all around. But yeah, see you guys.